What's going on? Y'all know what time it is. So everybody know Louisiana, we had a hurricane came through and everybody lost some stuff. You know, you can see by the looks of things, a lot of people lost some branches. A lot of people lost shingles. My neighborhood was blessed though, man. I ain't gonna lie. We ain't had no major damage on my street. But everybody still lost a little something, you know what I mean? But the thing about that is, do you know that sometimes you have to let go of certain things in order for God to take you to where He's trying to take you? In order to get you to the next level, sometimes you have to let go of things. Sometimes you have to be willing to let go of it. It could be material, it could be anger, it could be hatred, it could be, anything, man. It could be something that stumbling block that's causing you to sin. You know, it could be somebody, it could be a person. But whatever it is, you know, sometimes we have to let go of things in order to get to where God wants us to be. If you look at Luke chapter 9, the last few verses in that chapter, 57 through 62, Luke chapter 9, Jesus encountered 3 different dudes. Now, you know, Jesus was always walking around teaching and preaching, but he encountered 3 different dudes. And one of them was like, "Lord, I'll follow you wherever you go." And Jesus responded and said, "Okay, but you know, birds have nests and foxes have holes." But he was like, "I don't have nowhere to lay my head." And that was the end of that conversation. And then Jesus pointed out another dude, and he was like, you come follow me. Dude was like, let me go ahead and bury my daddy first, or bury somebody first. I believe he said his daddy. He was like, let me bury somebody first, and then I'll follow you. And Jesus told him, he said, let the dead bury their own. You go preach the kingdom. Now, that verse used to always get me. I used to think there was something wrong with having funerals. But really, what Jesus was trying to tell this man was, I got something for you to do right now. What you about to do is concerning death. What I have for you to do is concerning life. And that's more important. So let those who ain't dealing with life right now deal with that. I need you to deal with the affairs of the kingdom. So then it was another dude, and I guess he heard that conversation, and he was like, Lord, I'll follow you. Just let me go say bye to my parents, bye to my family, and I'm gonna come follow you right now. And Jesus told him, anybody who has his hand on the plow and looking back is not fit for the work of the kingdom. So you know, when you out there, you know, back in those days, people was plowing fields and stuff, and he like, look, man, if you ready to go to work, you can't be looking back. Not if you ready to do my work. So the thing about all 3 of these guys, let me get on this side. These grasshoppers tripping. The thing about all 3 of these guys was that they all had something that they needed to let go of. They all wanted to follow Jesus. And here's the thing, they all called him Lord. They was like, Lord, I'll follow you. But, so they knew who he was. They had faith in him. They believed on him, but they had situations in their life that was hindering them from following him when he needed them to follow him, or when he wanted them to follow him. See, they wasn't ready when the time came. So if we look at Luke, better yet, 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. Cause see, this right here is what I'm trying to get at. See, it's things we gotta let go of, right? If we love somebody, you see, the Bible say in 1 John chapter 4, verse 20, it says that if a man say he love God, but say he hate his brother, he's a liar. If a man say he love God, but he hates his brother, then he is a liar. That's how it go. If a man say he love God, but he hates his brother, he is a liar. So, a lot of us, see, we have what we call a human type love. That's what I call a human type love. Because the Bible say God is love. So if God is love, then that means love is God. Real love is God. If your child, put it like this, if you're willing to give up your life for your child, then you really love your child. Because Jesus said there's no greater love than that, than to lay down your life for somebody. A lot of us love in a humanly way. You see, we're not ready to let go of certain things for true love. See, let me give you an example. That's the best thing I can do, give you an example. I used to do security at a casino, and I found a baby in a room by herself at the hotel, about 2 years old. She crying and hollering. I started talking to her through the door. Eventually, we got the baby out the room. We checked the cameras. The mama had been playing at the casino for hours. For hours, right? She left the baby in the room all the time. Now, in the closet, whole bunch of clothes for the mama, not one outfit for the baby. You hear me? The baby diaper was filled, and not one diaper for the baby. Not one diaper, not one outfit, and the baby had 2 different socks on. Her hair was perfectly done. So, you know, when they walked in there to that hotel, the baby looked just fine because her hair was done perfectly. But in them bags, there was not a clothing, not a diaper. I ain't see not a bottle. I ain't see nothing for that child. Nothing at all. Now, think about this. Is that love? See, love, think about that. Is that love? Now, some people are going to say, well, she probably loves her child. She just got a problem. She just got an addiction problem. Let me explain something to you. The Bible says God is love. God was nowhere a part of that. That's not real love. That's the way we love each other. That's the kind of love that humans have for each other. That's the kind of love that we have for a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and then as soon as you break up with them, you don't love them no more. You done fell out of love with them. Because see, if you look at 1 Corinthians chapter 13, it talks about what all love is. Love is patient, love is kind, love is not selfish, love is not boastful or proud, love endures all things. It says so much stuff about love in there. Love never fails. Love endures all things. So when you have the love of God, you're not just going to stop loving somebody. See, when Jesus was on that cross, he still loved everybody who crucified him. He said, Lord, forgive them for what they did. Because he loved them. So when I go back to that scenario about that mother and her daughter, that wasn't love. I had a ex-girlfriend, after we broke up, she used to find every kind of way she could to do me wrong. And it took somebody to tell me one day, because people was always telling me, oh, she just doing all that because she love you. She still love you. And somebody told me, man, love don't make a person do that. Hate make a person do that. That's how that go. Now look at it like this here. See these trees? The Bible say in Luke chapter 6, it say, a good tree can only bring forth good fruit. A bad tree can only bring bad fruit. A good tree can't bring forth bad fruit. A bad tree can't bring forth good fruit. And it also says, a good man out of the good treasure of his heart will produce goodness. An evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart will produce evil. See, we can't judge people, but we can discern. You can look and see what comes from a person. And that's what you can tell, okay, whether this is a good tree or a bad tree. So again, there are certain things that we got to learn to let go of for God. Because you can't hold on to hate. You can't hold on to evil and get into the kingdom. You can't serve God that way. Either you a good tree or you a bad tree. Now, you may have the love of God inside of you, but if you got the love of God inside of you, you may have a stumbling block that comes your way. You may end up facing something evil, but you got to go back to 1 Corinthians 13. Am I being selfish? That's not love. Am I being proud or boastful? Well, that's not love. And then you cast those things out. Or the areas you fall short in, love will make you go to God and say, I need you to correct me. See that lady with her daughter? Love would have made her get that child up. See, when the police came and child protection was called and the police took her from that, the police took that child from her the same night. And here she go, I love my baby. Don't take my baby, please. You love your baby, but look at how you doing her. That's not love, y'all. That's not love. See, love will make you go get some help. Love will make you say, you know what, this child deserves better than me. That's the kind of stuff that love will do. That's the kind of stuff that love will do. So, you judge a tree by its fruit. And I'm going to tell you, some of us got some rotten fruit that we got to let go of. We got to let go of it. We got to let go of it, man. And the good thing about it is you don't have to do it by yourself. You can always call on God and ask God to change you, to weed out those bad areas, to cut the bad branches off your tree, clear all the rotten fruit from your tree. Because it's some things that we're holding on to that God is not going to accept. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. Let me say this right quick. Imagine if somebody murdered somebody you love, or somebody raped somebody you love. I know it's hard, but we have to forgive. Jesus was all about forgiveness. Jesus was all about change. We got to let go of some things. It's time to forgive some people, and it's time to let go of some things. Because there's some things that will hinder you from getting to the kingdom. It's some things that will hinder you and hinder God from being able to use you the way he wants to use you. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. Love y'all. Be blessed. Be watchful.